Have you ever felt like someone's words had the power to ruin your entire day? One comment, one insult, and suddenly your peace is gone. I know that feeling too. But what if I told you there's a way to keep your calm no matter what chaos others bring? That's what today's video is all about, how to master your emotions when the world tries to shake you. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the channel because every week we explore timeless Stoic wisdom that can change the way you live, especially if you're over 50 and ready to find real peace and strength. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Lesson 1. Do not react emotionally to negative words. Have you ever had someone throw harsh words at you and before you knew it, your heart was racing, your voice was raised, and you were fighting a battle you never wanted? I've been there, and I can tell you this: every time I reacted on impulse, I regretted it later. Why? Because when we react emotionally, we give our power away. Here's what I've learned after decades of studying Stoic philosophy and working with people in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. What they say often reflects their inner storm, not your truth. When someone lashes out, it's not because you are unworthy, it's because they are wrestling with something inside themselves. Their words are like smoke from a fire burning in their own soul. And yet, how often do we make the mistake of inhaling that smoke? I want you to imagine this. You're walking through a muddy path. Someone splashes water at you. Do you jump into the mud to fight them? No. You step aside and keep your clothes clean. Words work the same way. You don't have to wear their negativity. Listening does not mean absorbing. When someone criticizes, you don't make your mind a sponge, make it a shield. Absorb only what is true and useful. Let the rest fall away. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning, "Today I shall meet with the meddling, the ungrateful, the arrogant." Why? So that he would not be surprised or offended when it happened. The next time someone tries to provoke you, pause. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Is this worth my dignity? Most of the time, the answer will be no. Stay calm. Let their words pass through you like wind through an open window. That silence, that composure is not weakness. It's strength at its highest level. Because in the end, the real victory isn't proving them wrong. It's proving to yourself that no one owns your mind but you. Lesson 2. Not every battle is worth fighting. There was a time in my life when I thought every argument had to be won, every insult had to be answered. But you know what I realized after 60 years of living and decades of studying Stoicism? Most battles are traps. When someone lashes out, they're not looking for truth, they're looking for fuel. They've already lost control of themselves and they want you to join their chaos. The moment you argue with a person consumed by anger, you've stepped into their storm. And storms never leave you clean. Think of this. You're walking down a quiet street and a stray dog starts barking at you. Do you bark back? Of course not. You keep walking. Because barking back changes nothing, it only drags you down to its level. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." When you choose silence instead of retaliation, you're not surrendering. You're winning the only battle that matters, the one inside your mind. I've seen this happen countless times with my clients. One man told me, "When I stopped trying to win every argument, I started winning peace." That's wisdom. Not every hill is worth dying on. Not every insult deserves your energy. Sometimes walking away is not weakness, it's mastery. So the next time someone throws fire your way, ask yourself, do I want to burn with them, or do I want to remain the mountain that fire cannot touch? When you choose dignity over drama, you win twice. You protect your peace, and you leave the other person alone with their chaos. Have you ever found yourself in an argument and later wondered, why did I even waste my energy on that? Which battles have you learned to walk away from? Share your experience in the comments. I'd love to read your story. And if this resonates with you, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs this wisdom today. Lesson 3. Turn negative people into your teachers. Here's a truth most people miss. Every critic, every difficult person in your life is a hidden teacher. They come with lessons that no book can give you: lessons in patience, in self-control, in resilience. I had a friend who used to complain about his toxic coworker. "He drives me crazy," he said. But one day I asked him, "What if he's here to train you? What if every insult is a weight you can lift to build your strength?" He paused, and something changed in his face. That's when he realized adversity is the gym for the soul. When someone is unfair to you, that's your practice ground for justice. When someone mocks you, that's your chance to master humility. Every negative encounter can become a positive exercise if you choose to see it that way. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That means obstacles aren't roadblocks, they're road signs pointing to growth. The rude neighbor, patience training. The gossiping friend, a course in emotional distance. The next time someone irritates you, instead of thinking, "Why me?" think, "Thank you for the lesson." Because every jab, every harsh word is sharpening your character. And in the end, those who tried to break you will have built you instead. Lesson 4. Silence is not weakness. It's power. There was a time when I thought silence meant surrender, that if I didn't speak up, I was losing. But life and the wisdom of the Stoics taught me something far greater. Silence is the weapon of the strong. You see, anyone can shout. Anyone can react in anger. That's easy. It takes no discipline, no control. But to remain calm when your pride is attacked, to hold your tongue when your ego is screaming for revenge, that, my friend, is power in its purest form. Think about the last time someone tried to provoke you. Did your reaction make the situation better, or did it pour gasoline on the fire? Silence doesn't mean you agree. It doesn't mean you accept disrespect. It means you choose peace over chaos, reason over impulse. Seneca once said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." Every second you pause before reacting is a second you remain in control. That pause is a shield that protects your dignity. It's not weakness, it's strength wrapped in calm. When you practice this kind of silence, something remarkable happens. People notice. The loudest person in the room looks small next to someone who refuses to be shaken. Your stillness becomes a mirror that forces others to see themselves. So the next time anger rises in your chest, imagine this. You're the ocean. Waves crash on the surface, but deep down, it's calm and steady. Be that depth. Because when you hold your peace, you don't just avoid conflict, you conquer yourself. When was the last time you stayed silent instead of reacting and it changed everything? Or do you still feel the urge to respond right away? Tell me in the comments. And don't forget, if you're finding value here, tap like, subscribe, and share this message to help someone else find their calm. Lesson 5. Peace is the mirror that disturbs others. Have you ever stayed calm in an argument and noticed how it unsettled the other person? It's almost as if your peace exposes their lack of it. That's because tranquility is a mirror and not everyone likes what they see in it. When you remain composed, you strip away their excuses. They can't blame you for the shouting match because you never entered it. And that frustrates them, but it also earns you something more valuable than winning an argument: self-respect. Here's the truth. Inner peace is not passive. It's an active choice, a daily discipline. People think they'll be calm once life becomes calm, but Stoicism flips that idea: be calm first, and life will lose its power to disturb you. Marcus Aurelius put it beautifully. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. When you refuse to let external chaos infect your inner world, you become unshakable. You stop being a sponge for negativity and become a shield instead. Others may bring darkness, but you decide to keep your light. That is freedom. So don't wait for the world to soften before you choose serenity. Practice peace in the middle of noise. Stay still while storms rage around you, because true strength is not measured by how loud you roar, but by how quietly you endure without breaking. Lesson 6. You are not a sponge. You are a shield. Let me ask you something. How many times have you walked away from a conversation feeling heavy, drained, or poisoned by someone else's words? It's like their anger soaked into your skin. That happens because we live like sponges, absorbing everything around us. But you were not born to absorb every toxin the world throws at you. Instead, learn to be a shield. A shield doesn't deny that attacks happen. It doesn't pretend that insults don't exist. But it lets the blow glance off without piercing the core. When someone speaks with malice, you don't have to carry it inside your heart. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, the harm you suffer comes not from what is said, but from your opinion of it. The moment you decide this has no power over me, it becomes weightless. Here's a simple exercise. Next time you hear criticism or negativity, pause and imagine those words hitting a steel surface and bouncing back. Tell yourself, this is their storm, not mine. When you live like that, nothing sticks unless you allow it. Because in the end, being strong doesn't mean never hearing hurtful words. It means hearing them without letting them define you. Do you often absorb other people's negativity, or have you learned to deflect it? How do you protect your inner peace? Leave your thoughts below. I read every comment. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe for more Stoic wisdom and share this video with someone who needs this shield today. Lesson 7. No one has the right to rule your mind. Here is a truth most people never fully embrace. Your mind is your kingdom. No one else has the right to govern it unless you hand them the crown. Every time you let someone's insult ruin your day, you give them the throne. Think about this. If someone walked into your home and started throwing trash around, would you let them stay? Of course not. Yet we often let people dump emotional garbage into our minds without resistance. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." You cannot stop people from bringing darkness, but you can refuse to host it. That's real freedom, the freedom to choose your response. Whenever someone tries to provoke you, remind yourself they can touch my ears but not my soul. They can speak to my body but not my will. That's the unshakable fortress Stoicism helps you build. So the next time someone comes at you with anger, keep your gate closed. Let them stand outside with their noise while you sit in the quiet strength of your own mind. Lesson 8. Prepare for difficult people before you meet them. One of the wisest practices Marcus Aurelius had was this: every morning he reminded himself, "Today I shall meet with the meddling, the ungrateful, the arrogant, the deceitful." Why would he start his day that way? Because expectation kills peace, but preparation protects it. How often do we wake up hoping the world will be kind and then collapse when someone disappoints us? That's like going into battle without armor. Life will always have difficult people. They're part of the human landscape. The Stoic approach isn't to hate them or avoid them, it's to prepare for them. Imagine stepping into a storm. You don't curse the rain, you carry an umbrella. Mental preparation works the same way. Before your day begins, say to yourself, "I will meet ignorance, ego, maybe even hostility. And when I do, I will not be surprised. I will not hate. I will remain who I choose to be." When you do this, you're not just avoiding disappointment, you're building resilience. You stop expecting a smooth road, and instead you strengthen your steps for the rough one. And that, my friend, is the mark of a wise soul. Do you prepare your mind before stepping into situations that might test your patience? Or do you just hope for the best? How has that worked for you? Comment below, I'd love to know. And if you found this useful, like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who could use this strategy. Lesson 9. Don't wait for the world to calm, find peace in the storm. Have you ever told yourself, "I'll be happy when things settle down"? We all have. But life never truly settles, does it? The moment one wave fades, another rises. If you wait for the sea to calm before you sail, you'll never leave shore. The Stoics teach something revolutionary. Peace is not the absence of chaos, it's the mastery of it. Marcus Aurelius ruled during wars and plagues, yet he wrote about calm as if he lived in a garden. Why? Because his peace wasn't tied to circumstances. It was anchored inside him. Here's the secret. When you stop demanding the world be gentle, you free yourself. Because storms will come, people will hurt you, plans will fail. But if your inner life is steady, the outer world loses its power to shake you. Practice this today. When you feel pressure rising, pause. Tell yourself, this is the storm I expected. My calm is my shelter. You don't fight the storm. You become the lighthouse, still, bright, unmoved. Lesson 10. The greatest victory is over yourself. We spend so much time trying to win arguments, prove points, and outshine others. But ask yourself, what's the real prize in those battles? If you lose your temper, lose your peace, what have you actually won? The Stoics believed the only true victory is mastery of self. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When you choose silence over shouting, patience over pride, you're not avoiding the fight, you're winning the hardest one. I've seen this truth play out countless times. A client once told me I thought I conquered people by arguing. Now I conquer myself by staying calm. That's the wisdom age brings the understanding that self-control is the crown of character. So next time anger calls, refuse to answer. Let pride knock and keep the door shut. Because every time you do, you're training your soul for greatness. And the reward, a life that no insult, no chaos, no storm can touch. What's harder for you, controlling others or controlling yourself? When was the last time you truly felt in command of your reactions? Share your story in the comments I'll be reading. And if these lessons speak to you, remember to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs this message today. Thank you for staying with me until the very end of this video. That tells me you truly care about living a life of peace and strength. I hope what we shared today helps you walk out into the world with a calm mind, untouched by negativity. If this video gave you something meaningful, please hit like, share it with someone who needs this message, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the Stoic lessons I share every week. I'd also love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me, which lesson spoke to you the most today? I read every single one. Once again, thank you for being here. Stay grounded, stay strong, because true power is the peace within.